All right, all right.
All of them I have to stand as witnesses for the captain.
All right. Beautiful.
But my point is, it shouldn't have reached so far. So we gotta ensure we keep the fight and the struggle up. We cannot give up the fight. If we give up the fight, that means we're giving up on the captain, we're giving up on all the survivors and the families of them. We want them to salvage the vessel. They don't want to salvage the vessel because they know that they're responsible. So how long more poor people must suffer this one?
How long more? How many more?
How long more?
Yes.
We are in this together. But the PPP, they're looking at this as, oh, this is poor people. We don't care about them. Let's move on. Business as usual.
They won't get it right. They won't get it right.
We have our dignity and we have our rights.
We want to cry. Amen. Amen.
Exactly. So know your rights. Know your rights. Stand up for your rights. We cannot give up the fight. So I'm happy that Melanie came out in support. I'm happy that Melanie came out in support. And I want to hear we just got to protest today and then we forget tomorrow.
Are we outside?
Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. I'll let the numbers go. Peaceful protest. Coming out tomorrow, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Bring out the rep. Bring out the rep. Bring out the older Melanie. Right, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Right. Anyone got anything to say?
Well, we are grateful that we had this turnout, but we want to see a greater turnout tomorrow. Melanie people, wherever you are from, Robin Simon is from Aslington. You understand me? And if she can come from Aslington and people from Golden Grove, then we need from Golden Grove, we need to see people from Melanie. If the leader can be here, all of us can be here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in this fight together. And don't let us hear anything other than that. We're in this fight together. If y'all was to get wrong, you was to get wrong last week. Not today, not tomorrow. When them 3 guys come out, when we have justice for all of them. You understand me? So let us stay together. Let us bond together. Let us be friends. Let us tell a friend, tell family, and let everybody be out here tomorrow at 5 p.m. sharp. Let us come out and support. All right? We are in this together. Thank you very much. Go home and don't stop under the mango tree. Go straight home. In Jesus' name. You'll get victory together.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, thanks.
Tomorrow after 5 minutes. Tomorrow 5. Please clear this. Stand together. We're moving, you know.
Nobody murdered those people. Murder is the intentional killing of another human being with malice aforethought. That's murder. How dare you, Dr. Hines? I mean, you're my elder. I always try to be gracious and respectful to you. But you cross a line there. You crossed the line there. I know you want your clicks and you want your views and you're getting a little old and a little big. But age mustn't give way to senility. You know? Now, because you're big, you must be big and get sense. How you could call a whole government a murderer? When you know, as an intelligent person, that murder means the intentional killing of another human being with malice aforethought, and death occurring within a year and a day. That's it. No matter how you jump, you can't accuse, even if you were to find the crew could murder those people. Nobody murdered those people. Murder is the intentional killing of another human being with malice aforethought. That's murder. How dare you, Dr. Hines? I mean, you're my elder. I always try to be gracious and respectful to you. But you cross a line there. You cross the line there. I know you want your clicks and you want your views and you're getting a little old and a little big. But age mustn't give way to senility. Now because you're big, you must be big and get sense. How you could call? Nobody murdered those people. Nobody murdered those people. Murder is the intentional killing of another human being with malice aforethought.
So there's why I want to know how these brothers get 72 counts and they ain't had malice or forethought before this whole situation went down. You see, sometimes when you're talking, you just say something, but you just reveal a lot of things. Because when we analyze this, and let's do a song check, Delta9 travelers. Yeah. So if it is malice and forethought, right? And they didn't have the malice and the forethought, how come they end up with 72 counts? Greetings, Delta9 travelers. This is a live presentation. I want to thank all of those that are live with us right now. If you can hear me and you can hear me clearly, please give me a 9 in the comment section, just as a sound check. Just as a sound check, so I know that I'm coming through clearly and that everything is a go so we can take this flight on the road. Big up to all of those that are live with us right now. Rugranat, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in and being a moderator right here on this live presentation. Who's speaking? Caller on the 718. I'm gonna take calls in a couple of minutes. A couple of minutes, I'm gonna open up the phone line so persons can call in. Just give me a couple of minutes. Let me set up my audio and get everything lined up so we can deal with everything. All right. But yeah, you hear was the whole conversation about how that is dealt with in law. We hear we hear the information coming directly from 007. Even though he was addressing something else, we get a clear legal understanding, an unbiased perspective on a very key part of what's going on right here with the crew from the MV Barima.
jubilant. Just came off of a protest outside of the office of the president, asking for true justice on this matter concerning the MV Barima, all of those lives lost. I'm happy and I'm jubilant because it is only a few times in our nation's history do we see people from all walks of life, political people, civil society people, people with no political affiliations whatsoever, but just understanding the moment and knowing instinctively right from wrong, coming together for a common purpose. And I saw that today outside of the office of the president. Now, we have an administration here who loves distraction. I've noted that a decision coming out of the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ. And I say to you, Guyanese, those matters will work themselves out. Eventually, whichever way they go, I will not be distracted by that. We have a leader of the opposition, Mohamed, and he has put his shoulder to this wheel. The common purpose is to remove this PPP government. This is what I've dedicated my life to, my political work to. And I'm saying this, not from a place of comfort, but saying this. You, the Guyanese people, went to the electorate and you made a choice. I'm abiding by that choice. I have made a decision as well. But I'm saying in this moment, let us come together from all walks of life. Do not be distracted by what is happening with Mr. Mohamed in the CCJ matter. That, as I said, will sort itself out. But he has said that he wants to see the back of the PPP. I want to see the back of the PPP. I want to see justice. Too many times we have seen justice come this close, but not truly serve the Henry boys, the Madia 19, the 5 from the GDF helicopter crash, Quindon Bacchus, Adriana Young. We have a moment here. We need to change the entire system. Some little quick fix, cosmetic change is not going to do. And we need to really and truly sense this moment as Guyanese from all walks of life, sense this moment today and came out in their numbers, representing on this issue. I'm saying kudos to all of you. I'm saying kudos to all of you. I'm not going to let the government, through all of their sycophants and media houses that are friendly to them, distract from the task at hand. I can already see them pumping out the headlines about the CCJ case, and Ashradin Mohamed, and that is to dampen your spirit. That is to weaken your resolve. But I say to guys all over this country, hold a focus. Hold a focus. Hold a focus. We can only achieve what we must achieve if we can do it together. If we can rise to this moment, rise and meet it historically. I believe that together.
Demanding justice for Kevin. Kevin is our own, and because he's from Melanie, we decided we're going to come out to protest for him.
And of course, your call continues to be for
Yes,
justice.
we're going to continue to call for justice until justice is served. We believe that he's going to be vindicated, he's going to come out, and we're praying and hoping that that will be soon.
And what message would you have for those who have lost loved ones?
I would like to express my sincere condolences to those persons who would have lost their loved ones during the tragedy. And my advice to them is to draw strength from God. He's the only person right now, the only hope that they have that they can cling to. Man failed, but he never failed. So they need to draw strength from God. Hope is not lost. He still sits on the throne. He still reigns supreme. He is still God. So trust God where you cannot trace him.
Thank you so much. I'm Alethea coming to you live from Melanie on the east coast of Demerara. Good afternoon to you, Mom. Your slogan here says Bishop Edgell must go. Why? Why do you want Bishop Edgell to go?
because I feel he should be held accountable for what happened. In terms of the men that they charge for murder.
He should be held accountable.
Of course. And then if you should go back for the Maria Dorms fire, Priya should have been in jail just like how Kevin them in jail.
And your appeal today is?
That they must free the men. And at least they should wait until they say they will have an inquiry or whatever. They should wait until it is finished. They jump the gun. So you see, definitely it's injustice. It's not fair to them.
All right, and tell me a little bit, tell our viewers a little bit from Nightly News, who is Kevin Price? Because we do not know him. Who is Kevin Price?
I know him because I've lived in Melanie for a very long time. He's around my son's age. And I know him with them. I don't know anything bad about him. I just know him going, yeah, and he comes to our church. Look, he never used to come to church. He had stopped. And one day I heard a call him and I look out, he was by the neighbor calling. And when I look out, this is who I come to, man. I went to church and the place locked up because the time it's the church changed. And from since then, he and his family come to church, his mother, wife, and children.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, we're coming live from Melanie on the east coast of Demerara, where a small crowd is building up. And with me is the CDC chair. Good afternoon,
NDC
sir.
chair.
NDC chair.
Yes.
Sorry about that. NDC chair. Tell me, why is it the villagers are out here today?
Well, definitely we are fed up and we are not in any way pleased about the decision that was made by the government in just putting these guys to trial one day. We hear that they have a murder trial, as they will call it, right? And so what we say is that in itself is injustice and foolishness, to say the least. Because how can you call for an inquiry? The inquiry is not yet set up. That these men would go before the inquiry and to state what had happened on that day. Before, while it was docked, while traveling, and when the tragic incident happened. We got to get from all of the crew members that they lock up those questions answered, and so that by then we would know definitively if the possibility exists for them to get the what was handed down to them, right? We know that Mr. Kevin, especially as the captain, he is from Melanie. I know him personally, and very good character, very caring person, personality was intact, and a hard worker. All right, and so we feel that we feel sad about what happened, to say the least. And all we ask in this government to think again, because we need these guys to be released. They are not murderers. What happened to all of those questions that we need the government to answer? Why would the government not bring up that shit? Because as Dr. Chad rightfully said, that we must have stuff done to the ship in terms of the weight, in terms of the packaging of the boat, and the survivors. They all said in unison, that the boat was half to capacity and even over. And then we must take into consideration those portions that are not on the paper that they would the manifest. So it is done, in my estimation, as a cover-up, that you just do it one day. You call these guys murderers for the 100 and something bodies that passed away, and then you're telling us that we must accept that. We're not accepting it, and we're going to be on the road. We're not going to tell them when, but we're going to be on the road until those guys are free. All right? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, well, residents of Malik Damishano on the east coast of Demerara, they are in support of Kevin Price, the 40-year-old captain of the MV Barima that went down on July 18 last, 2 Saturdays ago. And so far, 76 bodies, 73 bodies have been recovered from that so far, we were told by succumbed. So the folks here in Melanie, they are in support of their villager, Mr. Price, who has been slapped with murder charges, 72 in total. So they are here in support and they're calling for his immediate release. And we are, of course, Nightly News. We are here to bring you live coverage.
Let that ball on, please. Come to the front of the flat, right. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Have no fear. We are all here.
Young and old, men, women, children are even here in support. Persons are just coming off of work and they're joining the protest.
Justice. We need justice. One engine we come down with, and the other engine have to be fixed. So we might take a little while before we go back. Because now me them say, you're going to get to spend time with your husband. So I said, all right. Next thing you know, normally they call my husband and then tell him they both have to go back about a week after. They both have to go back normally, and then he start get himself together, go and buy things to put in the canteen. That was, you start doing that from since Monday. You can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You go and buy drinks and everything, pack freezer and everything. So, oh.
And you just help him?
Yes, I just go and help him. I just go and help him. Sometimes I go and I help him pack the freezer, pack the things up on the shelf, the biscuit and so on. Because it's not a big place. It's a tiny place. It's the canteen. The stove and everything have to be there. Sometimes he come home, he get born. Sometimes he's got born up and he belly water, I'll pitch funny, get born. So the Friday now, it have the second engineer. The second engineer come to me and he said, Auntie Diane, the boat still have the problem. We still got this one engine. We can't go back with this one engine. I tell them that we fix it. Somebody turn and tell he know his job. So he said he stay out. And that was the Friday. But when they said the boat going started it, and we start loading from since the Tuesday. The boat start loading Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The boat is to start loading. And the one engine didn't fix it yet.
So you don't know if the engine was fixed?
The engine didn't fix.
So one engine.
One engine. One engine. Next thing you know, he come back and he tell me, say, Auntie Diane, then send for a generator from Perica, then waiting on it to come on the boat. He said, I don't know where party could go because we have so much of box. We boxes carry them meat. I ain't talking about little box, big box. I don't know, somebody got to take off them box. Nobody don't want to take off. Everybody want them things to go. So, anyway, the generator come. Well, must see like a little good time back. Then me send another generator before, as they say, a standby generator, the one that the back. So this one come now and they put this one in front. There was so much thing on that boat that day. Oh, so much on that boat.
What time you left your husband and came home?
I come off the boat like minutes to 2.
Minutes to 2?
Yeah.
Schedule to leave at 3 o'clock.
Normally the schedule for leave 1 o'clock, but
Okay.
it is never leave on 1 o'clock because there's be so much of things. Yeah. Everybody just packing.
But they're telling us the boat left at 3:15. So if you came off minutes to 2, it means the boat was practically packed already.
Yes, it's already packed.
Yeah, and to you it was packed, as in overpacked with a lot of weight?
A lot of weight. It was already packed with a lot of weight on it.
And people were already on the
Passengers was already on the boat. Because normally I just got to pass the downstairs and go upstairs and pass the passengers. Then when I go up, sometimes I say, oh my God, this is a packed school. I said, look, people on here.
So this is a regular thing?
It's a regular thing. It's not something, it's a regular thing.
They always pack it to capacity.
They always pack it. Sometimes people don't have place to sleep. Sometimes many Amerindians people just come downstairs at the canteen part. It have the second engineer and the chief engineer cabin is be next to one another. Sometimes people just come, them Amerindians. I just feel sorry for them. They forgot a piece of cardboard. I just tell them, put it down there. I say, auntie or uncle, spread everything down there, or you could look this drink box, you could sit down on it and make yourself comfortable because you can know where else you go. Or will this be packed? You know, so when I was coming off the boat, oh my God, the generator, it was on, how so much of heat. All the heat was pushing back to the back of the boat, where the canteen and so where my husband is being heat. Anyway, they said the boat have to go. And generator, it had a pickup, it had a car, it had, oh my God, you see, and not the load plus the load in the hatch, plus up top the hatch, they just pack things, motorbike, those, everything, then pack up top there. If it wasn't for that second generator, that boat would have reached its destiny. Is that generator carried on that boat? The boat was overloaded. The weight was too much. Because remember now, normally in the engine room, because them engineers then they come and sometimes come and sit down and them gaff with me. It's 2 engineers be down in that engine room.
Let me ask you something. They just weigh the cargo before they put it on the boat?
And don't weigh the cargo.
They don't weigh the people's cargo?
No, they just
so
pack.
They do guess?
They just pack the rice and pack and full. They had sometimes the hatches that till up to the rim, full, can't take nothing more. Nothing more. Oh, Somebody did had the one engine now. And the generator, the one engine down in the engine room now. Like it must, it had the power to push the boat. Like what the two would do is if it had the two, it would have able to push the boat, but it's the one. So the one now was over pressure. So it must stop. After it stopped, big wave come. That was it.
And you lost your brother-in-law too.
I lost my brother-in-law. Oh.
What was his name?
Henry Court.
Henry Court.
Neil Court. Oh. Neil is my husband. Neil was a wonderful man. Oh. A wonderful man. He never tell nobody no. He never tell nobody no. He could got the last. He give it to you. If you call him and tell you got certain things to do, he gone. Sometimes I just got things to do home here, fine things. But he just tell me, Diana, I got to go and buy this thing for this person. I got ogle for carry this thing at the plane for this person, put it on the plane. I said, well, all right. You know, when you will get time. Oh, he never find time. Sometimes me and Jasmine is got for bully. Come.
We need justice. We need justice. We must have justice. We're calling for justice. Who must go? 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 Free. 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 We need justice. We need justice. We must have justice. We demanding justice. When we want it. Now. When we need it. Now. When we need it. Now. When we want it. Now. Free justice. Free. 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 Who must go? Who must go? Who must go? Who must go? When they must go? No. When they must go? No. When they must go? No. Free. Free. We want justice. We got to get justice. When we need it. Now. When we need it. Now. Who must go? Who must go? Who must go?
Kevin and crew. Kevin and crew. Kevin and crew. Kevin and crew. Justice. 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 Kevin and crew. Kevin and crew. Kevin and crew.
Tell you that about this situation.
No! Who must go? Who must go? Who must go? Who must go? Hello, listen to the song. Where you want to go? No! Where you want to go? No! Where you want to go? No! Who must go? Who must go? Who must go?
As we can see, the persons came out and they came out in their numbers, and they plan to continue making their presence felt until certain things are rectified. Scapegoating. You heard the accounts of persons that are survivors of this tragedy, highlighting what's going on with the vessel, conversations that they had with the engineers, with persons that are a part of what's going on with keeping that vessel moving in the way that it should be, saying what's going on with this engine, what's going on with the other engine, right? And this is what the crew had to say. Too much times the railroad persons, 72 counts of the charge. We're gonna analyze it. All of them things missing from the vessel, and a number of other things that definitely brings to question a lot that's going on with the case. Plus, recently, big up to the whole of VPAC, Honorable Mr. Bailey, always busy doing the work of the people, right? Highlight certain details about what's going on now with certain amount of, we would want to say, I don't know if this is going to be what is going to be the payments that they should be getting, but there's some amount of signing allegedly that needs to have some type of legal advice. Hear what the brother's highlighting right here.
They do not sign no paper. Irfan Ali and his band of vagabonds have to give you. Do not sign any paper. This is an emergency live. Please share the live specifically with anybody you know from Region 1. Okay? Do not sign no paper. The president coming to give you. This is what this live is about. Please share the message around. I'm not going to make it too long. I'll be here for like 5 minutes just to dive into this here. The most important live for the day still stands as the first one I would have done this morning. And I hope you've seen it. This is a follow-up live. Someone contacted me, a good friend of mine contacted me just now and gave me the idea that perhaps it'd be necessary to do just this what I'm doing here, because I'm not gonna reach out to enough people in Region 1 in time. Any you got family in Region 1, Mabaroom, anywhere, you share this with them in the hopes that it get wrong to the victims of the MV Barima tragedy. My understanding is that the president is there, and I think he's still there today, right? Even though when the people were drowning, he was allegedly at football. Today he is there to continue the PPP's attempt to keep this crime scene covered up. They do not want to bring up the boat. If they bring up the of the MV Barima, if you're a survivor, you're also a victim. But I come here to tell y'all, do not sign no paper, Irfan. If they bring up the boat, they're going to have to release those men that they wrongfully charged for murder. Because the evidence from the boat that is on the boat, that is the boat, will exonerate them. Like I said, they mix sugar and cement to patch a hole in the steel. As among a number of holes that are patched, the boat has a lot of problems. And they will show criminal negligence on part of the state. Those men would have to be freed if they bring up that boat. They're trying to lynch 3 working class men by keeping them at the bottom of the ocean, and Irfan and his crew are going around that area trying to collect signatures from survivors and people who are still waiting on their loved ones to be brought up from the depths to try and get them to say that they want a memorial. I don't know what money they're going and offer people for the bodies of their dead children, of their dead pregnant wife, of their dead mother, of their dead brothers, of their dead sisters, of their dead loved ones. I don't know.
Just when you think it couldn't get any lower, just when you think, oh, we just finished the 3 days of mourning, let's get some type of calm, some type of, trying to focus now on other steps that got to be taken. The corruption allegedly now gone to a new level. Jeez, I'm telling you. If you haven't already, thumbs up the live. It don't cost you nothing. That's the part that you're playing right now in helping this information to reach as many persons as possible so that they can be updated with all of these details. It's very important.
How much money, but the PPP always have a price for life. We would rather life. And since the life has been taken, we need the boat to be brought up. We need the boat to be brought up. It is crucial evidence in a criminal investigation. And if necessary, VPAC, because there's already evidence, at least one person there seems to have been a Brazilian national. We're currently trying to get in contact with their family at VPAC to establish without doubt there was foreign nationals on the boat. And if necessary, we'll write to the Brazilian consulate and the Venezuelan consulate and whoever else to let them know there may be an unspecified number of their citizens lying at the bottom of the ocean in Guyana because of negligence. And you all see if you could keep the boat down there with international pressure on you. As far as it needs to go, if the BBC need to know that this is a cover-up, we will package it and sell it to them. The world must know what the PPP is doing right now. Lynching for done. Lynching for done. The last time I want to read about.
If you haven't already, thumbs up the live. Thumbs up the live, Delta9 travelers. We get 280 persons in the live. We should have at least 200 likes. Thumbs up the live. Thumbs up the live before we continue to play this very important piece of content right here, because you hear the significance of the information that's being presented. All we're asking you to do is take a couple of seconds and make sure that you push the algorithm to share this video. That's all you're doing. It don't cost you nothing, free of charge. Big up to all the moderators that are in the live with us right now. Thanks for tuning in. All the frequent travelers, all of those who are live with us for the first time, thanks for being a part of this special presentation. As you can see, there's some very serious times on the ground right now in Guyana. And we're here to advocate for the crew of the MV Barima. Why? We could clearly see there's a full scapegoat situation going on. Greetings there on to Delta9 Media.
blessed. Wednesday evening to you. What? Yeah, man.
What's going on from this side?
I can't forget the thing you're telling me about, you know. Well, you know, the CCJ stuff, I know. I was on the road all the time after come after, like.
We're about to get into that shortly. I just wanted to make sure that persons got this information that Mr. Bailey was presenting about, you know, everything that's going on in March. Then we're going to jump into that. We got the
plus. Yeah, the man trying to cover up this thing.
Yeah.
And you see, you know, the man, yeah, these opposition parties get hard job like head of them with these people at region one, you know, right? Because them these people are hungry, but and the PVP government knows that.
It's crazy.
They're hungry. They keep them hungry, steady little give them a gate, make them feel like their belly's full. But it's just taking feet for one day. They hope the ones them with sense, knowledge, the ones them that don't have it, and protect them at the same time too. Because remember, you know, the one who understand this whole thing, they just know the last loved one. But by the language barrier is what killing them. You see? So they didn't understand the whole process and what's been said and what needs to be done. They live in their culture and you can't, you know, take them from them for being like that. That's their culture. You can't take that away and say, well, they should know better than this and this. No, that's their culture. But the ones who know need to protect the ones them that don't know.
Every time.
That's my take on this.
Every time. Big up yourself. Thanks for calling in. Insights coming in from the frequent travelers. Moderation is saying this. Big up yourself, PA. Ejil and Indar must go. Telling you. It seems like everybody know the rhyme right there. Ay. It's about that time. Their incompetence, right? And empty-headed ideas is causing disasters. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things that we gotta highlight about what's going on with that very tragedy. Let's hear some more of what Honorable Mr. Bailey is highlighting.
To speak much, just like the Guyana of today. And to hear a slave speak in them times, they had a court set up for the slaves. You could go and report on your master or whatever. And even the court was a bit of a kangaroo court, and that's the only place they would document what the slaves said, because they was brutalizing the slaves so bad. The people started realizing, you know what, this thing costing we money. It costing us money. A slave, the costing equivalent to today money is nearly like millions of dollars. They said these people costing us money. And we need to find a way to keep these slaves alive, and they're killing them, brutalizing them. So it was more out of an interest in preserving the human capital. So they would listen to the slaves and write down all the things they did to them, all the abuses to their children and their women folk and all of that stuff that's going on to this day. I read a very Adriana Young story in the Hearing Slaves Speak book. And you know what they would do, the slaves, when they come forward and try and explain what wrong was done to them? They could be charged for false reporting. Guess what charge that is today? Public mischief. There's a set of slave drivers running the country. Slave drivers and quacks, right? They're thieves. They steal your money. They stole your conscience. They stole the moral compass of the nation. And now they've stolen the souls of our children, our women, our babies, our brothers, and our sisters. And now they're on a tour around Region 1, trying to find some of these survivors to get them to sign a document to say that they want the ship to stay down. Do not believe any document that the PPP presents to you saying any survivor signed it. Up to now, they cannot provide Guyana with a list of exactly who survived. They can just give us a made-up number. Just like they made up the fact a man named Orlando went and kidnapped Adriana Young and they had it on CCTV and it was this Ram and what. This government specialize in fabricating evidence. They specialize in lynching its citizens. As now more of the working class of this country is waking up to the fact that they would lynch anybody. Because for the first time in my life, I saw 2 Indian men get lynched the other day. That's when I realized it's a working class battle. Because for the majority of my life, the PPPs lynch black men. Any crime they could stick on them, it don't matter who, especially if someone in their circle did it. But for the first time in my life, I saw them lynch two East Indian men for that Henry Boy's murder. They're lynching the working class. Are you going to just sit down until it comes to your door? And till they come to your door to string you up with some rope and drag you through the street for some made-up crime that you did not do and fabricate evidence for you or your children and parade you around and charge you for murder? That's what this government is doing to its citizens right now. A man's children ain't gonna see the captain they have in jail who did not want to go on the boat, who refused to go, and they summons him and threaten him to suspend him. The man have a 1-year-old daughter at home. 1-year-old.
Jeez, bro.
And they put him on a boat where babies and other children were drowning. You really think the man murdered those people and you have a 1-year-old baby at home? You think you think the captain is a psychopath or the people in government?
It's crazy, bro.
You let your family in Barima Region 1, Port Kaituma know, do not sign any paper that the president put in front of their face unless it have hundreds of millions of dollars next to it. And it must have nothing about no memorial. Y'all build a memorial on land. You disrespectful sons of bitches. Build it on land. Whatever they could do to erase it. So if you want to go visit the memorial, what? You have to get on a boat and go 9 miles offshore and put yourself in the same risk in choppy ocean waters? Y'all are savages. Raise the boat, investigate it. Then you can take off the propeller from the back as a symbolic gesture of penance for your act of gross negligence and put it somewhere where the people choose to have a memorial. Put it somewhere in Region 1 or something. But how dare you? You have the right to be telling nobody but no memorial. We want an investigation. An investigation. Bring up the boat. It's this thing got my blood boiling. I'm fed up with this shit. Bring up the boat. A pack of criminals running this country. One edge, why now is there a lady in another voice note saying you had 2 rollers to go and smooth out the road in Region 1? Who is the real murderer here? And how many poor people have to go down? How many poor people must die, must drown, must be jailed, must be brutalized, must be stamped in the chest for 1 or 2 crooks in the administration to be protected? How many of us must be slaughtered and hung by the noose?
Call if you hear me. You gotta call back. You gotta call back. I know about the answer now.
How many of us? How many of us equal one of you? How many honest men equal the life of one thief? How many honest souls must go down for 1 crook?
Greetings, sir, to Delta9 Media.
How many men must leave their baby?
You see why I tell these guys are not intelligent? They just want. No, they claim they can't leave the boat. The vessel, let me say the vessel, because it's not like a boat. A boat is very small. They can't leave the vessel because and see anything that they can't see down there, right? Now you want to build a memorial around the vessel. Don't you got that down there to plant like pile and all these things for building a memorial?
Yeah, but that's after. That's you see what I'm saying? The field persons don't think far. The people think we can't think the next Monday, boy.
You understand? How you going to do if you can't see down there?
Yeah.
These guys is really
The thing we can't think to next week Monday. The thing by the time Saturday we get done forget what we plan to do for Friday. Full pacuitation. Full pacuitation going on. You understand?
How you gonna build a memorial when you can't even speed up?
And then what kind of horror story memorial would that be?
You talking to somebody
you understand?
who study engineering. You can't build a memorial and that bring build it up in the middle of the sea right where the boat is. So you can't get that even for go down there. You have to drive file and all these things for pull up to take that heavy wave and stay up there for years to come.
Exactly.
How do you gonna do that down there if you can't see down there? That makes sense. Right, these guys are so smart. Show pick at the same
I ain't telling you. Look up yourself.
I do this.
People sussing them out, you know. And it's a worthwhile analysis. You understand? It's about time. It's about time.
He's at home. The man has a mother in her 80s. Her mental health is deteriorating. His cousin called me from the States, weeping, banging up thing, weeping, bawling her eyes out, bawling. How could they do this to my cousin? Bawling. How many of us? And when will it stop? Y'all read history. We going through this here for hundreds of years. When will it end? We thought it would end with independence. Well, when will it end? When can we determine our own future? Without vagabonds holding us back and stealing from us and violating us. Y'all are violating those people and then beat the statements out to them. No. You gotta come out they gotta come out of there. And if no other reason people should vote out the PPP is to get those people free. Free those people. Y'all literally put a target on your back. You put your number your own days. Because now the whole of Guyana is just waiting for the next election to free those people. To kick you out of office. To free those people and bring up the MV Barima with those lost souls on it. Yeah, okay, Mr. President, you may be immune from prosecution for things you do while in office. But let me tell you, every other man Jack could go to jail. From one jail to Indar, to this Rosalina Rasul lady, to the Brentnell Ashley, CEO, chairman from Region 1. Everybody who name get called in forcing the staff to travel overload and forcing them to travel with extra every one of them can go to jail. So now everybody just want the next election come. You want snap election? Y'all clean the list and give me a snappy. We don't want you. Right? Pack of criminals. See, y'all let your family know in Barima. Oh, it's a left and a right you're supposed to take. I was supposed to be down at the protest today, brothers and sisters, my indigenous brothers and sisters. Please forgive me. I had to save some people today. I had an emergency. What you see in my bee suit. If it don't concern a life, I would have been there. But it literally, I didn't want to be there protesting and somebody lose their life. So I literally had to go. I had an emergency today. I'll be going to the protest later on this afternoon, and then there's a protest on Friday. I'm gonna be making my.
Big up yourself, Moses. Welcome into the live.
I was looking forward to seeing me at the event today. Please accept my humble apologies, but I could not make it down. Right? I will be at the very next one. Let your family know, do not sign nothing Irfan have to give them. Do not sign a single sheet of paper this government have to give them. This government went back for subvention, for supplementary budget, and none of that money was for the victims, not for therapy, not for counseling, not for the funeral expenses, not for take care of the orphans, not for the grieving. Who's the man that missing his wife and his pregnant wife and unborn child? Where is that man right now? Is he losing his mind? Have y'all checking on him? And before you could give people the support that they need, you're ready to stick a paper in their face. And some people that can't even read good to get them to sign. This government is going to fabricate half the names on that list of survivors. Because up to now, they cannot show you. It's very deliberate. They don't know who missing. They can't tell you who is found. They just have numbers for you. They know some of the people that died. Some of them have been unidentified. Release the CCTV that you say. The government says it has CCTV. Release the CCTV so people can spot their loved ones. Whoever's still in that boat is disintegrated by now. They deteriorated. They are unrecognizable. The last chance that Guyanese and any foreigners have to spot the persons they love, the last time they were alive, is on the CCTV that the government currently have in their possession and refusing to release to the public. Can you all see the scale of the cover-up going on here? Evil people. Release the CCTV. Irfan Ali, release the CCTV. It's the last chance people are going to have to see their loved ones alive. The last time they were alive and walking and talking and animated. Now that crappy video you got John Green. John Green, shame on you, brother. Now that crap video you got John Green to put out. As if the people that died on the boat are having a nice time on the boat that they died on. What nonsense is that? We want to see them as you were stuffing them like sardines onto a death trap. We want to see them. How they were going, how the little children were happily going, didn't know that the government was going to drown them. Show us. We want to see reality, not no AI video of smiling people on a boat that went down because of criminal negligence. Show us the video so people could identify that is my cousin, that's my brother. Those are the 3 people I told you all about that you don't want to add to the list. How heartless can we be? PPP is going to town to try to cover up this crime. And it is a crime that is lying at the bottom of the water. A crime scene. You don't get to decide, it becomes a memorial. Bring it up so people could examine the cement and sugar concrete plug that y'all make to plug up holes in the hull. Bring it up. Bring it up. And if there's no hole in that hull, you charge, and you didn't send your friends BK down, because me know where y'all got BK and them people around the area for. If you didn't send your own people for weld it, and even that will be clear. If they don't have no hull and all these captains and all the people from transport and thing lying, you charge me for public mischief. I can happily go and say, you charge me for public mischief. If that boat don't have no hole in it, bring it up. I sure the PPP would love to lock me up for public mischief. Bring up the boats. Show us it don't have no hole, and I can go and spend 3 months with beef and chicken. I prefer beef soup. You sight, and I got people and bring me food because I hear y'all cook terrible. You sight me. I can go and spend a little time for public mischief. Murderers. 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 And it's not the 3 people y'all pick. If you put in roll on a boat, cement, iron, BRC, generator, if you call in, if Brentnall Ashley could call, Edgel and Edgel be calling, Edgel, all these people are legend, you personally call them and force them to put up to 60+ people on the boat on many occasions. Is everyone lying on you, Edgel? Let's do a polygraph test with you, one Edgel, and all the staff. What have these claim against you? Let me do that. I cannot believe my what I'm seeing in this country. We bury, and you might as well dig a hole and throw poor people in the hole and bury them still alive. We just buried 3 people alive. We buried them alive. And before that, the next 2 men went down buried alive. What are we doing? What do we do?
Man, the same thing I was reasoning all earlier this morning. With them 72 counts that they just drop on them there, You know how long it's gonna take to break the off without something dynamic taking place. If they go the normal route, you know what's going on in GT already. When it comes down to them thing and the time for just one, imagine 10. Now multiply that by 7. It's crazy. It's crazy, buddy. And if we don't do something about this, this is the kind of country that we left for the children, them, you know. This is the kind of country, buddy. I'm telling you.
Doing to poor people in this country. Hey, bring up the boat. Bring up the boat. If you only want to bring up the boat, I don't care, but no paper was signed. Guyana gonna disregard that. We disregard it. And y'all gonna have to put the army there like 24/7 or something, because at some point the next thing we're gonna do, VPA gonna start a fundraising drive. If we can't fundraise to lift the ship up, we're gonna fundraise to get an ROV to go down there and record everything. A remote operating is a memorial. We will fundraise to get a freaking drone to go there and record the craft. So people can see one, we can see it, they got roll or whatever. You think we're stupid? The divers say it dark? VPA gonna start a fundraising effort to get to the bottom of that, what happened with MV Barima. If it ain't to bring it up, we're gonna get an ROV to go down there. We are gonna publish the quotation this evening that we got from the salvage company in Panama.
Four engines failed. Good Friday Eve, there it is. The wreckage of a Douglas DC-4, complete.
Oh, stop! Oh my God! Is that a plane? That's a plane. That's a plane. Whoa! That's right. Look at that.
In a watery grave, there it is. The wreckage of a Douglas DC-4, complete with the airline's logo. Pan Am.
Oh my God, there's writing.
Fly first class or tourist on Pan Am's Radar-equipped Super 7 Clippers.
It was the new frontier in global air travel, but on this flight, 2 of the 4 engines failed. Good Friday, 1952. Pan Am Flight 526A took off from Puerto Rico bound for New York, but barely made it off the island. The plane went down off the northern coast, sunk in 3 minutes, lost 600 meters below the surface. Until now, an advanced underwater autonomous drone spotted the wreckage. 52 people died, but incredibly, 17 people survived the crash and the shark-infested waters. It should have been more.
People did not know where the exits were. They didn't know where flotation devices were.
They hadn't been briefed on board. It wasn't mandatory.
Welcome aboard.
Now, in-flight safety demonstrations are just part of flying, delivered in person or via a heavily produced in-flight video.
Crew will provide cute little life jackets for our littlest people.
This flight and this tragic accident really changed aviation, fundamentally changed it.
I'm telling you. So, big up yourself, Uncle Ifield. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Greetings, Delta. That's some deep and heavy stuff Bailey is revealing there, bro. Right? Those are deep, and kudos to Mr. Bailey, you know. They have got to keep the pressure on. They have to keep. I like how things are perking up right now. We had a little something in Denanstell this morning. We had this stuff in Georgetown. Then you had something there in Melanie. And they have got to keep this going, bro. They don't let this die. Let it grow. Let it build up. They need to build it up, man. Right? Because the PPP right now, they're playing the waiting game. They're gonna wait everybody. They think, okay, we're gonna do it a couple of days and then it's gonna die down. So they're playing the waiting game right now. Right? So they have to keep that pressure up, brother.
Definitely. Definitely got
You
to
know, I
keep the
saw,
pressure up.
yeah, I saw earlier when that stuff James Bond was talking there. James Bond's statement can help to release, to free those 3 guys they have.
That's exactly why I was playing it, and I played it a couple of times for emphasis, so persons could realize that what he's saying, even though you were speaking about Dr. Hines, it could also connect exactly with what's going on right now. Yeah.
Yes. And every time these guys open their mouth, you know, it's like, I mean, HL opened his mouth that the boat was not overloaded, the passenger, like, you know, right? The same thing, Mark Phillips, all this stuff Mark Phillips said in his conference. If people take a note of what he thinks, these things can be used against them, bro, right? Anil Nandalal is another one who goes out and says some stuff, and if people can analyze and take his same stuff and use it against them, or use it, they can get the facts out of it, and these guys, whatever they're saying, they can incriminate themselves by just talking, right? You know, I saw the protest today also at the bid office of the president. There was someone from the Ministry of Home Affairs recording people.
Wow.
Recording, he was recording. So maybe they're looking out to see if anyone from the ministry he was working is in there, right? So they're on the lookout. Also, Azuddin was smart enough to pick up. There were special polices in that crowd,
Yeah.
The special force or whatever you call them. I forgot what you call it. But he went to a few of them and confronted them and said, I know you have to do what you have to do, but I know you're you're a part of the police force.
It's crazy.
Right? So he's on top of things. And also, seeing that this thing is so hot, the people, while they're doing all, they should keep even raising up that issue of Irfan's farm. Raise up the issue about the president bill, because the world is watching right now, bro. The world is watching.
The world is definitely watching this right now.
Yes, whatever they can bring out right now, let the world see and let the world understand what's happening in Guyana right now, bro. Right?
Exactly.
You know, also with that CCJ stuff that came out, the CCJ even admits that Bharat Chakio and Anil Nandalal was very biased. We do not, in that whole extradition stuff, I mean, we haven't got the details of stuff, but I listened to that thing, and they admit that Anil Nandalal and Bharat Chakio were biased.
Well, we're definitely about to go and get into the rest of this so that we could jump into some of that. Because we definitely got to get into that right here on this live.
Yes. I mean, Unit did her stuff, but the bias that happened out is again. Also, you see how many people are talking about HL had stuff on that boat, and his ministry has stuff. Like, will everybody be lying? Like, look at that lady, Diane she said the boat was loaded. Bro, like, so much stuff is coming out, and that's why they're gonna try their best not to get that boat raised. But that's the other thing that people have to say, listen, we want that boat. Mohamed.
People got to hold one head, buddy. They got to hold one head and say, hey, this is it.
Right?
Raise the boat.
So they have to keep the pressure on, man. They have something tomorrow again in Melanie. They have something on Friday again. And they have to do it next week again. They have to, because the PPP is going to wait them out, going to try to exhaust them and let this thing die again. No, they should not. Yeah.
They definitely shouldn't. Let me jump into some more what Honorable Mr. Bailey is highlighting. Thanks for calling in and for sharing those insightful views with us right here on Delta9 Media Live, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Big up to everyone that takes the time out to call in and share the insights. Remember, you, the viewers, make the live what it is. Big up to Hysen. Thanks for being a part of the live. Good evening to Delta9 and all the listeners. Big up yourself, Hysen. Thanks for tuning in and for being a frequent traveler right here on Delta9 Media Live. We cruising and we highlighting some very important and serious details about what's going on the ground. Let's get some more from Mr. Bailey.
Go and get an ROV down there. If it needs to get sonar, whatever is needed, we're going to put together a budget. And those of you in Guyana and around the world, and we market the story around the world. This here will be your undoing. Cannot let it go. Cannot. I would never forgive myself. Same thing with Adriana Young. Sometimes I just gotta take a little moment out of my life to focus on something else. Because I know my conscience is way on me. My conscience, my conscience is way on me. I rang somebody 10 years ago. At time I break up with this girl, right? I break up with this girl. Me and Kasha, you said me, I was young, you know what I'm saying? I was kiddish. I run away. I mean, call back the girl, nothing, and she trying to call me. She send me some nice art, and you know, today, I feel bad about that. I try to call back the girl, me a last number. I feel bad to this day. I rang the girl. She never do me nothing. She was a nice girl. Never do me nothing. My conscience is way on me. So if I know something happened and I didn't say nothing, right? I can tell you, I'm not gonna pick me yet. But the day I get picked me and they look me in my eye and they walk around and it's like, Pops, is what the blood clot going on in this country. I must be able to look them in their eyes with a clean heart and conscience and say, I tried. I really tried. I did my best, so this would not have to be the fate that you were exposed. I did my very best. Anytime I had a chance to speak up, I spoke up. If I had a chance to go stand next to other people in solidarity, I took it and I went and stood next to them. If I had a chance to advocate for a change, I took that chance. I don't want it on my conscience, and I don't want MV Barima on my conscience. I'm going to talk till my last breath, till I'm tired talking. I don't want that on my conscience. And the PPP come to put that on the conscience of the nation. That we must sit down and feel like some memorial site 9 miles offshore, and you dig 10-foot holes to bury all the bodies, and you burn the rest of them, and within 2 years you can fling 3 million people at $3 million at everybody, and this story gonna go away? No, I got a new idea for you guys. Take their money and then kick them out. Every little bit of money the PPP have to give you, take it. It's yours. It's already yours, and they owe you some more for the trauma. For the incessant trauma that they expose you to, the emotional abuse, the gaslighting, the ill treatment. You deserve it. Take it. If they come and they offer to fling 3 million in front of you, well, it's not $5 billion. You're not exactly going to, it's not exactly chicken tunnel money. You will get a few black belly sheep that the president have. He would always be your superior in business. He set it that way. But take your money, accept and bless. Maybe instead of opening your own chicken farm, you will be able to buy chicken from the president to resell as a middleman. Take the money, accept and bless, and then kick them out because they're too disrespectful. Would you allow a man to spit in your face and then give you $1,000? Well, I know Freddie Kissoon is one exception to the rule. A man throw a whole bucket of kumsi in a man's face, and a man's there defending, hey, Freddie, you got belly, boy. You got belly, Freddie. Freddie Kissoon, I like you. I mean, I have...
So much going on the ground. So many things for us to stay updated with. Well, remember today as well, the verdict came out, right? And it's a good thing for us to be updated with all of these headlines. Why? This is historic, and there's going to be a lot of steps that are going to be taken now that this verdict is out. This is the calm before a storm that is going to be very soon and very shortly. I think the elements are being put together probably even as we speak right now. You know, but let's hear directly from the Caribbean Court of Justice so we could analyze some of these details, and then we're going to hear from Mr. Mohamed himself.
Was elected as the leader of the opposition and was sworn into that office in January 2026. The first applicant, Mr. Nazar Mohamed, is his father. On 28 October 2025, the government of Guyana received a request from the government of the United States of America for the extradition of both applicants to that country. The request resulted in the Minister of Home Affairs issuing on 30 October 2025 an authority to proceed, or ATP, pursuant to Section 12 of the Fugitive Offenders Act, which gave effect to extradition treaty arrangements between Guyana and the United States of America. The ATP signified to the magistrate that the request for extradition had been received and required the magistrate to proceed with extradition proceedings in accordance with provisions of the Act. While those proceedings were ongoing, the applicants brought an action for judicial review in the High Court on 23 December 2025, seeking, among other things, an order that the ATP was null and void because of bias, both actual and apparent. The applicants also sought a stay of the extradition proceedings. The alleged bias was said to have arisen from the minister's affiliation with the governing political party, the People's Progressive Party Civic, in circumstances where the most senior representatives of that party, including the President, Vice President, and the Attorney General, had publicly described the applicants as criminals and in other derogatory terms during the electoral campaign. It was also alleged that the ATP was fatally defective because prior to issuing it, the minister had consulted with the Attorney General, who was allegedly biased. On 4th February 2026, Chief Justice Singh, sitting in the High Court, dismissed the application and refused the stay of the extradition proceedings. The Chief Justice held that in issuing the ATP, the minister was exercising an executive rather than a judicial function, and therefore the rule against bias did not apply to its fullest extent. The Chief Justice also found that the allegations of bias had not been established, since it had not been alleged that the minister herself made any of the adverse statements against the applicants, and the expression by her colleagues of disdain for the applicants could not be attributed to her so as to taint her decision with bias. Costs were awarded to each of the three respondents to be paid on or before 27 February 2026. On appeal, the Court of Appeal similarly dismissed the appeal and refused the request for a stay of the extradition proceedings. Like the High Court, the Court of Appeal held that the minister was exercising an administrative function in issuing the ATP, and therefore the issue of bias did not arise. All that was required was for the minister to address her mind to and comply with the statutory requirements regarding the issuance of the ATP. Notwithstanding the Court of Appeal's determination that the rule against bias did not apply to the challenge decision, that court considered the submission on bias. The court found there was no direct proprietary, pecuniary, or equivalently close personal interest that would warrant automatic disqualification for bias. Additionally, the Court of Appeal found that the fair-minded observer would not conclude that there was apparent bias on the part of the minister, would appreciate that the ATP was merely a preliminary step in the extradition process, and that the applicants would have the benefit of all the safeguards against bias provided under the Act. The Court of Appeal also rejected the argument that the Minister and/or the Attorney General should have delegated their statutory functions and powers to issue the ATP either pursuant to the Carltona Principle or Section 27 of the Interpretation and General Clauses Act. Dissatisfied with the decision of the Court of Appeal, the applicant sought special leave to appeal to the Caribbean Court of Justice. On 25 March 2026, this court granted an interim stay of the extradition proceedings and ordered that the hearing of the application for special leave be treated as a hearing of the substantive appeal. The hearing focused on two central issues, namely, 1, whether the Minister and/or the Attorney General was tainted with bias, actual or apparent, such as to tarnish the issuance of the ATP, and if so, 2, whether the law required the Minister and/or the Attorney General to delegate their statutory powers and functions in respect of the issuance of the ATP in the circumstances. In a joint decision delivered by President Anderson and Justice Barrow, their honors held that the applicants had met the threshold of arguability needed for the grant of special leave. That is, it was arguable that the court below was wrong to decide that the rule against bias did not apply to the issuance of the ATP. In adjudicating the appeal, the honors found that the rule against bias does apply to the ministerial grant of the ATP, but that the question of whether there had been a violation of that rule had to be determined by the context in which that question arose. In the instant case, the judges found that the ATP process does not import the full panoply of procedural rights available in judicial proceedings. There was no general right to be heard prior to the issuance of the ATP. There was no requirement for the minister issuing the ATP to be free from political bias. What was required was for the minister to engage in a process that allowed for consideration of the factors contemplated by the Act. Their honors found that the applicants had not challenged the process that led to the issuance of the ATP, save for the allegation that the minister was politically biased. There was no allegation that the minister omitted to consider a relevant factor or that she considered an irrelevant one. While the Attorney General, as chief legal advisor to the government, must necessarily be circumspect in any comment on extradition requests upon which his advice may be sought, the decision to issue the ATP was statutorily vested in and was, as a matter of fact, exercised by the minister with very minimal advice from the Attorney General. In these circumstances, determination of whether the Attorney General was biased served no probative value. Their honors expressed the considered view that it should become the practice in our courts, except where it is manifestly clear that the extradition proceedings must fail, as for example, where the ATP was issued by the wrong person, that while challenges to the issuance of the ATP may be brought at any time, such challenges should only be heard after the completion of the committal proceedings. This practice will be consistent with the international framework for extradition, encourage prompt performance of extradition treaty obligations and provide a reasonable balance between the interests of the person whose extradition is requested and that of the state. This practice would also be in line with the normal judicial process envisaged by Parliament in, for example, sections 17 and 21 of the Act. In the opinion of President Anderson and Justice Barra, the challenge on grounds of bias having failed, it was not necessary to consider the other ground of appeal concerning whether the Minister and the Attorney General ought to have delegated their statutory powers in the circumstances. However, their honours expressed grave doubts that there could properly be delegation of the powers under the Act to issue the ATP to any person who was not a minister. Additionally, in light of their findings that the issuance of the ATP was not tainted with bias, their honours similarly found it unnecessary to address the arguments on waiver and the doctrine of necessity raised by the minister on her cross appeal. Justices Rajnath Lee, Jamadar, and Balkan delivered a separate opinion on several key aspects of this matter. They were satisfied that the test for special leave was met by the applicants to the standard of arguability. On jurisdiction and prematurity, they held that there is no legal basis that prevents the applicants from commencing these judicial review proceedings to quash the decision of the minister to issue the ATP where bias is alleged in the decision maker and or decision-making process. Prematurity does not arise in the circumstances of this case. There is pragmatic good sense to the issue being raised at the earliest stage possible. On the issue of waiver, they were of the view that it cannot be said that the applicants were plainly aware of all the relevant facts, or that by their conduct they clearly and unequivocally waived their right to object on the ground of bias. Furthermore, the applicants did not delay and, at the earliest opportunity, questioned its lawfulness on the ground of bias. On the salient issue of bias, they underscored that the rights guaranteed under the Constitution of Guyana permeate the entire extradition process, requiring a heightened standard of scrutiny where implicated. They held that the rule against bias can apply to the issuance of an ATP under Section 12 of the FOA, and the fair-minded and informed observer apparent bias test is the appropriate one. On the facts, they concluded that there is no appearance of bias established against the minister as the decision maker or by reason of the larger ecosystem in which the minister operated. However, in relation to the Attorney General, they concluded that there was a real possibility that the Attorney General was biased. Despite this, they were of the view that the Attorney General's apparent bias had not so contaminated the process as to raise a real possibility that the decision of the minister to issue the ATP was vitiated by bias. On delegation, they determined that the doctrine of necessity does not arise in the circumstances of this case, and delegation in relation to both the Attorney General and the Minister is arguably permissible under the General Clauses and Interpretation Act of Guyana. On costs, the
CCJ didn't rule in our favor, but we respect the court's decision. But what is important to note, within the judgment, 200 and something pages judgment our lawyers just received from the CCJ, they acknowledge all the statements during the campaign trail and even far before the campaign trail, where Jagdeo and Nandalal and all the ministers, the lies they mentioned about me and my family that could have interfered significantly with the independence of our judiciary here in Guyana. But the matter will resume, the extradition case will resume at the magistrate's court, but we still have a court hearing with the appeal court. We filed a court case there, a constitutional case, and we're waiting on directives from the appeal court on the way forward. But the work of the people must continue. I have this family. They met with the president this morning. The president berated them. The president threatened them. And I would like you to hear for yourselves the manner in which the president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Mohamed Ali, treated this family, knowing that they lost 3 loved ones. This family, as you can recall, with the excavator burial, their loved ones were buried with an excavator. Such inhumane and with no dignity how they treated the dead. So, sir, what happened this morning when you met with the president at the State House?
Well, when I met with the president at the State House this morning, I got a bit hope and everything, like, you know, for get some justice for this family. As we was making our plans for since Saturdays, how they're gonna do this tomb and burial and everything, transfer and do everything to for we. Because them see these videos like what this child and mother burying with a Charlie.
Child and mother in one
tomb, coffin. Yeah. Today is done Wednesday.
You mentioned Charlie, that's an excavator,
yeah,
just so people can understand.
Today is done Wednesday. Since Saturday and Gabby going around, coming around. So when I met with the president on this morning, I expect, you know, he could give me a good answer towards this matter where we see there. And he explanation towards me, how he can't do nothing but it. The most he could do is just build with the tomb, and we have to do the rest after that. And he could just give the okay with the police, so we go and do what we have to do, but we have to do the rest. And I was so shocked when he tell him that as a president, to know that all this mother and child and husband die in an incident like this here, so. And the painful death of them must go through. I don't know what I'm going through on the water when I'm dying. See the
That's the no stone unturned approach. No stone unturned. Plain and simple. Yeah, think about this, Delta9 travelers, because guess what? The protesting right now, and we're about to jump to the protest live in the street with a marching band and all kind of thing going on. Listen, serious times on the ground. We hear some more. And condolences to all the family members, all the loved ones that are affected by the MV Barima tragedy. Rising power to all of those that would have transcended.
Pain when she got through when she going to bury the family.
Pain again.
There was one the pain what they're going through. I does this on in the family, but you just feel me because me and them that's close together, the administration.
But you mentioned you mentioned that the president threatened you with taking pictures and videos.
Yeah. When he told me that he but we can't take no photograph, no videos or nothing because before they get out, we gotta do some pictures, make some video like we taking it out back, put it in the tomb, you know, for do some videos and pictures. You know why we could do nothing like that? Because we be arrested by the police.
Wow. This is dictatorship. This is dictatorship in our country. Why can't families of the deceased take photos of their loved ones at the burial ground for memories? This is dictatorship. So he told you this at the State House?
Yes, he told me that this at the State House this morning.
You mentioned that he called police too?
Because he called I inspector, I think the name is Indian's officer with the brown. Yeah, and right here.
And what he told that police?
And he told that police, if this family got any pictures or any videos during this transfer, they must be arrested.
Delta9 travelers, please and thank you. You are here going on with this family on the ground. Send this live out to as many persons as you can, so the necessary persons could understand. So persons all over the globe, in the diaspora, persons on the ground could understand just the situations that persons are facing. It's not an ordinary level of oppression is there, you know. You could imagine you go through all of this already, and then now, people coming and running you these type of talk when it comes down to the final send off for your loved ones after they done went through all of that. There's some people, hey, if you haven't already, it don't cost you nothing, but you're here for a reason. Thumbs up the live, send it out, let persons understand what persons are facing.
That's what he told the police.
This is a sad state of affairs presently in this country. So let me just give you a recap what really happened. Her sister, her niece, a 2-year-old baby, and her brother-in-law died. They recovered the bodies. The body of the baby, I recovered that body. And I think also with the baby's mother, I recovered. They were promised a tomb burial at a burial ground.
Yeah.
The government failed them on this. Instead, Minister Sonia Parag went up to the Hoop Mahaika in an open out area. We don't know where is this, somewhere in the bush. As you can remember in the video, no tombs were around.
No tomb, was bare bush.
Bare bush.
There was swamp water.
They get an excavator, dig a hole, put the casket in with the baby and the mother, and then throw dirt and mud back on the casket in the presence of a minister. They asked why we were promised a tomb burial. They came at Parliament, they met with Prime Minister Mark Phillips, they met with me. This morning they went to the State House, and the president threatened them that if they go there and take pictures and videos when they're trying to get the body out, the casket out, he will arrest them. This is dictatorship. I hope the people of this country paying keen attention to what is happening right before our eyes. And he didn't promise, he said he cannot get excavators to take out back the casket, right? He mentioned that?
He didn't say like if they're going to take it out or not. He just said that he will provide the tomb alone and we have to do the rest.
So when we do the rest, you got to get an excavator?
We got to get things like most, we got to get things to take it out.
So how you going to get an excavator now? Is they get the excavator? They send the excavator there. So why they can't send back the excavator?
It was the NDC excavator.
How long that would take for the NDC excavator to go there? Why can't we just resolve this situation and get it over with, Mr. President?
That's what I've been so disappointed with what he told me there.
You're disappointed?
It's a real disappointment.
I can see how you're grieving. I can see.
I know that all them punishing and dying. And still punishing.
So President Ali, I'm calling on you to get the excavator, the same excavator that your government sent there. It won't take more than 2 minutes for that excavator to dig back Let's get the casket out and bury them at a burial ground. Give them the rights and the dignity that they deserve. They're human beings. Not because they're poor people, you're going to take advantage and trample on their rights.
This is all I are calling for the government. Because up to now, this thing still hurt me so much. Like, I even get to eat lunch and nothing up to now. Because this thing still rests on me.
No problem. If you don't get a word from them, I'll see to get an excavator. Once you get the permission from the police, let them know.
Yeah, well, they gave me the contact number with the Region 5 Commando. And he already made contact with me, and he said that always when I ready, I must notify him and give me contact.
Good. So we'll arrange.
I'm telling you, what is next? Why we can't respect one another? Why we gotta treat one another like that? Could you imagine? Are you sure the person that was doing this wouldn't want somebody to do these type of things to them, the loved ones? That's cold-hearted. That's cold-hearted if the president step and overstep his boundary to treat this family in that manner. Let's see some of the protests that's going on live on the ground right now, Delta9 travelers. Peaceful demonstration in Mocha, Arcadia right now. persons just coming out and doing whatever they can do to stand in solidarity, let their voices be heard about what's going on right now with this tragedy, with the railroading, with the scapegoating that's taking place. I'm telling you, people are saying no more silence and no more sitting to the side. So many things, so many things going on with this situation. I'm telling you. Telling you, this thing is definitely affecting persons in a number of ways, and understandably so. What are persons saying about the question that we get up on the poll right now for this live? I'm telling you, so much headlines, so many things for us to update one another with in this live presentation. Will nationwide protests force the government to release the crew and charge Indar and Ejil? Yes, 74%. No, 26%. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Participate in the poll question for this live presentation. Will nationwide protests force the government to release the crew and charge Indar and Ejil? 74% is saying yes, 26% is saying no. I'm telling you. Who's in the chat with us right now? We analyze some of what the Delta9 Media travelers are saying right now in the chat. Bobby, what's going on? Big up yourself, King. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Wenda is saying sadness, right? I wonder why that's always got to be the thing for us, you know? It seems like we're getting too much of that too frequently as of recent. Big up yourself, Wanda, and thanks for tuning into this live presentation. Miss Campbell is saying that the PPP like talk bad things about Burnham, and he is dead. Since he go in power, all kinds of sad things are happening. His spirit is on them. Telling you. I say, Jumbie Aunt in them. Big up yourself, Miss Campbell, and thanks for tuning into this special presentation. I'm telling you, so many persons are in the chat, and I want to say a special thank you to all the moderators, to all the frequent travelers, every channel member that's in the chat right now, every person that took some time out to call in, everyone that dropped insightful commentary in the comment section, making this special flight everything that it is, the international digital connection, where we connect all over the globe. This community is global, and we network, analyze, and decipher so many things. Big up to everybody right now that's live with us, and everyone that's going to catch this live in the rewind in the future. I want to ask that you thumbs up this live on your way in, and if you haven't thumbs up the live yet, please thumbs up the live on your way out, buddy. It don't cost you nothing, but it's going to help to share all of this information that we would have presented in this live presentation in the algorithm, and help the algorithm to push it out to as many persons as possible, right? And that's what we need, because you hear the information that Mr. Bailey was highlighting. You see a lot of different information that we would have highlighted in this live presentation as well. A lot of persons definitely need to be updated with these trending and important details. Pick up yourself, PA. Once again, thanks for being a moderator on this live presentation and for dropping some insights in the live. Yeah, we still gotta get into some more of the details on what's going on with the MV Barima. So if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe, because we're going to be live again in the morning at 8 a.m. highlighting all the updates and bringing you all the trending and important details. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks again for being a part of this live, and I'll catch you in the next one. Subscribe, look out for the updates, because we usually do pre-recorded updates and other forms of uploaded videos and content on the channel throughout the evening and in the morning, throughout the day as well. Big up yourself. One love.
8 Butterfly Sea Moss Powder. Take your daily routine to the next level. Natural vegan superfood powder. Essential multivitamin powder made just for you.